The developers have laid out a roadmap that introduces new modes, missions, and content specifically aimed at enhancing the PvP experience. With that, we have Season 3, which is set to bring new PvP arenas, and game modes, which will likely significantly expand the scope of our multiplayer experience. Now, while the exact details of these new maps and modes haven't yet been revealed, there's a lot of potential here, and I wanted to talk about what I think we could be getting. So I feel like it would be a good bet that we would see a large-scale 12v12 plus big team battle mode. Season 3 could introduce that of large-scale battles, expanding the player count to 12v12 or even more, reminiscent of per se the classic big team battle modes. This format would take the intensity of Space Marine 2's combat and scale it up, creating massive skirmishes that feel like epic battles straight out of Warhammer 40k lore. In these large matches, players would have access to sprawling maps designed for tactical warfare, featuring multiple objectives spread across the battlefield. These objectives could include control capture points, holding strategic locations, or assaults and defending fortified positions. With larger teams, coordination and class synergy would become even more critical, as each class would have to play a vital role in the frontline assaults or to provide Overwatch support. Now, to enhance the scale of these battles, maps could include vehicles, turrets, or even siege weaponry that players could utilize, adding yet another layer of strategy and mayhem. Imagine charging through a war-torn city or open battlefield with tactical marines providing cover fire, assault marines jetpacking over defenses, and heavies laying down suppressive fire while snipers pick off key targets from afar. This mode would be truly captivating in terms of the grand scale of Space Marine warfare, offering yet a thrilling mix of tactics, class synergy, and all-out chaos. Now, another intriguing possibility would that be the introduction of a PvEVP mode. Inspired by modes seen in other games like Destiny 2's Gambit, in this type of mode, players would compete against each other indirectly by facing waves of Tyranids, while simultaneously trying to disrupt the opposing team. This mode could combine elements of PvE and PvP, offering a unique blend of gameplay. In this mode, two teams of Space Marines and Chaos Forces would be placed in separate but mirrored arenas, filled with enemy hordes, like Tyranids or per se other factions. I really hope so. Players would earn points by defending AI enemies, say the Tyranids or any others per se, and completing objectives within their zone. At certain intervals, players could invade the opposing team's area, in thus creating opportunities to directly engage the enemy team and hinder their progress. The mix of cooperative PvE gameplay and high-stakes PvP invasions could create a thrilling and unpredictable experience, encouraging players to balance offense and defensive strategies. Now with that, adding objectives such as capturing energy nodes, escorting valuable cargo, or defeating powerful boss enemies in each team's arena would serve to deepen the strategy involved. This mode could end with a final boss encounter, where the first team to defeat their boss wins, but invasions could interfere and still turn the tides at the very last moment. So, with that being said, what about maps? Well, what about if we were to get iconic PvP maps inspired by the rich lore of 40k? One potential map is the Siege of the Imperial Palace on Terra. Set during the Horus Heresy, this map would feature the fortified walls, towering statues, and war-torn battlements of the Emperor's own palace, providing a grand setting for epic close-quarters battles. Now, another iconic setting would be the hive cities of Armageddon, which have been a backdrop for countless battles in the Orc invasions. A map set in these sprawling, industrial, urbanized landscapes would feature tight alleyways, towering spirals, and massive factories. Perfect for urban warfare, this map could offer plenty of vertical gameplay opportunities with high vantage points and close, claustrophobic battle in the Underhive. Now, the Battle of Macraig would be another fantastic addition, recreating the Ultramarines' desperate defense against the Tyranid invasion, set in a snowy, fortified polar fortress. This map would feature trenches, bunkers, and harsh environmental conditions like snowstorms that would challenge players' visibility and movement. This in turn would be enhancing the overall sense of the dire last stand, and the overall gameplay experience and immersion. Now, I also thought about what if they were to set out remastering classic maps from the OG Space Marine. This would also add a nostalgic touch to the game. Maps like Manufactorium, known for its industrial setting with tight corridors and sniper perches, would be perfect for tactical skirmishes with the modern visual updates. Aquila Canyon could bring back a blend of its open spaces and tight tunnels. We also have Chaos Temple from the original game, filled with eerie Gothic architecture and dark symbolism. This could be brought back with enhanced visuals and new interactive elements like destructible cover. Also, what about seeing Golgotha Depths? With its subterranean setting of lava flows and vertical bridges, this would add a unique environmental challenges and dynamic lighting effects. This, in my opinion, would be a great visual treat, not only to play on but visualize. Now, with that being said, as the game evolves, the developers are also open to community feedback, which will be crucial in shaping the future of PvP. The new community hub they've implemented will serve as a platform for players to suggest new ideas, report balance issues, and help steer the direction of future updates. This ongoing dialogue ensures that PvP will remain fun and balanced, adapting to the needs and desires of the player base.